feel like I'm dressed up a little bit smart today to address the haters. I'm not actually addressing the haters, I'm laughing at them. Hey Spuds, it's Jamie, welcome to another video, first video on the channel. I don't know, but welcome either way. I don't think I've hit record on my audio. I have hit record on my audio, okay, I'm just very tired and not knowing how to do my job. Hello, my name is Jamie, I am a trans guy for anybody who does not watch my videos regularly or did not know that information before. Hello, I am transgender, yes. Ta-da! And because I am a transgender person on the internet who is openly transgender, I've never said transgender this much for a very long time, I was just say trans. But yes, I get a lot of hate comments, and if I'm honest, sometimes they do bug me. Sometimes they're very, very mean, and sometimes there's very, very, very many of them, and it's like, oof, I'm just out here living my life, I'm not hurting anybody, this is very confusing to me. But honestly, most of the time, it's totally fine. I've built up a very thick skin with my time on the internet, kind of, sort of. It's totally okay if hate affects you though, this is literally just the fact that I see it so often, it's kind of sad really, that I'm just like, okay, say something original. But if I'm honest, quite a few of them do make me laugh, and I do like being able to turn those hate comments into content because it's my way of reclaiming it and feeling better about it. It just cheers me up about the fact there's hate, because I can go, haha, let's laugh at how ridiculous it is and I'll make some money from it in the process. So yeah, today we're going to be looking at some of my hate comments across YouTube mostly, and then a little bit on Twitter. I mean, Twitter is the worst. I think there's also a Facebook comment in here as well today. But yeah, if you are not in a good headspace for this kind of stuff, then I would recommend not watching today's video. I'll always be coming back with some positive content very soon. We are just going to be having a little giggle together today, hopefully. So let's get on with it. Right after I say this is my book, that when I'm making this is not currently released, it's available for pre-order, but when you're watching this, it is officially out in the world. I was very anxious I was going to let go, but I didn't. And yeah, if you want to go check it out, it's all about trans things, self-help guide, part memoir. I really hope it can help, and I hope that people are enjoying it so far. But yeah, if you haven't got a copy and you fancy picking one up, then there's a link in the description box. Now let's read some hate comments. What happened to my voice? This comment was left on a video of mine. The title was, "Are the straights okay?" Somebody answered the question, I'm assuming a straight answered the question, and do you know what that answer was? We're doing way better than you. We didn't cut up our generals. Double check before you hit post. Just check. I mean, don't, because it's hilarious, and I love this. I love it for the straights that they didn't cut up their generals. It sounds like a good way to be, to not cut up people just because they're generals. That's not fair. They didn't cut up their generals. Nice. Men are men. Women are women. Trans people are trans people. Non-binary people are utterly confused. It just got worse. And also, you could technically see it as not hate. Like, yeah, men are men. Women are women. Do you know what? Trans people are trans people. Doesn't stop the trans people who are men from being men, seeing as men are men. Doesn't stop the trans people who are women from being women, seeing as women are women. Yay. And non-binary people utterly confused. I think we can all be a bit utterly confused sometimes. Huh? Why do your videos keep showing up? I don't want these. Well, some advice for that is maybe don't click on them and comment. If you click on the video that comes up that's suggested and you don't want it to be suggested, clicking on it is probably the worst thing you can do, apart from then commenting on it, because you're engaging with the post, probably potentially leaving it playing for longer. If my videos keep showing up and you don't want them to, just skip it. Or don't, because actually, I really appreciate the extra view and the engagement. It does help, so thank you. I'm sorry the YouTube algorithm isn't working for you. This one was on a short called Trans Women Are Women. A factual statement. Let's see what somebody had to say. I'll put in a more understandable way. Trans women are trans women, and trans men are trans men. I mean, yes, I cannot deny that. That is very true. Trans women are trans women, and trans men are trans men. Just like cis men are cis men, and cis women are cis women. At the end of the day, though, all men and women, right? You've literally just said, oh, this group of women who have an adjective in front, they're this group of women who we can use this adjective to describe. And it's like, well, yes, brunette women. They are brunette. The fact they're brunette does not stop them from being women, and the fact they're women does not stop them from being brunette. You have just stated facts, my friend. Trans is the same as Kool-Aid wanting to be called real fruit juice. Yeah, it's sweet, but contains no real fruit juice. I don't know anything about Kool-Aid. Let's have a look. Does Kool-Aid contain real fruit juice? Because Kool-Aid is not made from real fruit juice, there are mostly artificial ingredients in the making of this product. Yes, just wanted to clarify because this would have been extra funny if it was made with real fruit juice. But the fact that it's not does not have any implication on trans people because, funnily enough, people are not juice. So it's a very weird analogy to make. Like, yes, I'm trying to come up with a hate comment against trans people and to show how I think they're not actually real. They're not really their gender. Me, who has no authority on this, I mean, not me, I'm talking as the person who left this comment. Yes, I will compare being trans as the same to Kool-Aid wanting to be real fruit juice. But yeah, it's sweet. So you're trying to say trans people are sweet. Why, thank you. It's just bizarre to me. This comment that is on screen right now, this was left on a Facebook video of mine. If you didn't know that I have a Facebook page, I do. It's the same name as my YouTube if you want to check it out. And this person just sounds particularly angry. I absolutely love how they have starred out the swears. They're angry, and they want me to know they're angry, and they're like effing and blinding and rah rah rah. But no, they must not actually say it. It has to be censored. What? Let's read it without the swears in, because then the meaning will come through better. Get off Facebook with this poop. The truth that you are man, you're a man, and you're a woman, stop your rubbish. People are so tired of a man talking about he's a woman. You're not. Thank you. I'm not a woman. Cheers. I appreciate it. Very angry, sweary Facebook comment. There is no such thing as a cis male. I agree. What is a cis? An SIS male. What is this? You're male. Is this another accidental ally? There's no such thing as a cis male, you're male. Is someone just saying a male? Like, what? Thank you. Yes, I appreciate it. That is what my birth certificate says. If you were to say I was anything but, you would be denying legal reality and fact. Cis male, not bro male. Oh dear. This guy exudes so much feminine energy, and that's weird. This was commented, I'm pretty sure, because I gesticulate a lot. I talk with my hands, okay? It's a thing that happens. And also, there is nothing weird with exuding feminine energy as a guy. There's nothing wrong with exuding feminine energy, full stop. There's nothing wrong with exuding masculine energy, as long as it's not toxic. I feel like this was said to be offensive, of like, oh, you're so feminine and that's weird. And it's like, okay, thank you for your opinion. All that tells me about somebody is that you are so uncomfortable with somebody just being themselves and being in a way that goes against this very rigid view of how you think certain people need to behave. And if I'm honest, that just makes me feel bad, because you could be someone who also exudes feminine energy and that's how you really enjoy being, but you feel like you can't do it because you think it's weird for a guy to do that, when it's not. I completely embrace the fact that I am not the most masculine guy, and I love that about myself. So, thank you. Please stop calling normal people cis. It's always used negatively. Don't try to change vocabulary because you are different. Actually, I think it's cis people like this who are trying to change vocabulary and deny facts. Deny the reality of vocabulary and the vocabulary that exists because they think they're special. It's just the use of stop calling normal people cis. And that tells me everything I need to know. That sounded really arrogant. I didn't mean it like that. It just tells me that you're coming from a point of being like, trans is weird, trans is wrong, trans is abnormal. Don't associate me with that. Don't you dare use words on me because I'm just a normal person. I'm not like you. When in reality, cis is not just used in gender, it's used in chemistry. It's been used for a long time. It's been used in multiple contexts, including gender, for a long time. It's simply a prefix that means on the same side of. So when someone is described as cisgender, they're being described as being on the same side as in their gender is the same as their assigned birth sex. Trans means on the other side of, or on a different side of. So it just means that your gender is different to your assigned sex. That is all it is. Cis, trans. Unfortunately, I think the fact that it's cis gives people who don't like it ammo, because they're like, oh, it sounds like cyst, like a cyst, like it's a slur. Like, people don't realize that it is a genuine word, but it's not offensive, and cis people are not normal people. Nobody's normal. Tell me what normal is. If you want to think of yourself as normal and you think that that is the epitome of being, I mean, you can think that, but then I don't want to be normal. If you have a period, then you are not a man. Change my mind. I don't need to. I agree with you. Not the point blank, if you have a period, then you are not this. But, you know, the sentiment of like, yeah, you don't necessarily have to be a man to have a period. You could be a man and have a period. Accidental allies strikes again, thank you very much. No such thing as atransgenderism. I've never heard of this one. Never. Either people say atransgender or transgenderism, but this person has gone to like peak level of just not understanding. Atransgenderism. Yes. God made man and woman. That's it. I mean, I disagree with that for multiple reasons. One of them being my personal beliefs in terms of religion. One of them being the fact that non-binary people very much exist. But even if that were true in some way, I'm still a man. I mean, it's still phobic to non-binary people, which isn't cool, but like, it's just odd. May everyone come to the Lord Jesus Christ and embrace him as your Lord and Saviour. And it's just like, I don't want that. I respect you having your beliefs. If you want to talk about them from your personal perspective and offer your life journey with that, cool. But don't push it on other people. I share about my experience of being a trans person and my journey and offering advice to other people who share that journey. But I'm not sat here going, embrace transgender. Like, be trans. Everybody should be like, no, like, let's not push our way of living on other people, because it really pisses me off when people will say in the same comment, oh, stop shoving this down our throat, turn to God. And it's like, well, then what are you doing? So I did a little tweet about my book that is now out. If you didn't know. Sorry, I will shut up about it soon. I'm just very proud. You don't have to buy it. You can like skip over every promo of the book if you want to. I'm sorry if you're bored with it. But yeah, I did a tweet a while back. So my book is called The T in LGBT. And they replied going, the T actually stands for TERF, which every decent person is now. I mean, I'm glad they can finally embrace and admit the fact that they're TERFs. Decent person? And yes, lesbian, gay, bisexual, TERF. Me, a trans man, wrote a book that's everything you need to know about TERFs. Actually, there kind of is everything you need to know about TERFs in the myth busting, and that's the fact that they're just transphobes trying to hide behind feminism, so and I don't even know if they're trying to actively do that anymore. They're just transphobes, so yeah, it's in there. But no, the T stands for trans. Please do not erase that. I did have a look on this person's profile really quickly, and their banner is literally anti-woke, retired professional engineer and scientist, adult female human and mother. And then on their following, the most recent follower, whatever the person top of their list of followings, Andrew Tate. Yeah, fascinating. Anyway, you are such a cute individual. Oh, why, thank you. What did you do to yourself that make you so weird? I didn't do anything. Apparently I'm just weird. Thanks. I'm cute and weird. Remember, people, gender isn't about body parts. Proceeds to have gender affirmation surgery. Gender isn't about body parts, but gender dysphoria is a real thing, and gender affirming care alleviates dysphoria. I didn't need to have surgery to feel like I was my gender, to know that I am my gender and I am a man. It just alleviated dysphoria I felt over being a transgender man and being a man who was assigned a different sex to my gender. And if you actually look up the definition of affirmation, it's a statement or sign that something is true. So it's gender affirming. It's not gender creating. This person's got the wrong end of the stick with what gender affirming means. I don't even know what they think. I mean, I know what they think it means, but I don't know what word could replace affirming to make it mean what they think it means. But affirming, it doesn't mean that like that care is making you that gender. It means that it is accurately reflecting your gender. Very different. And then this was a lovely comment said about my penis from lower surgery. Can I just say, one of the most bizarre things about being someone who shares about my life online and sees other people talking about me, people who don't know anything about me other than what I choose to share, one of the most bizarre things is seeing people talk about my genitals. Like, yes, I know that I spoke about it and I made a video about it and I shared the details that I wanted to share, but then to hear that people make assumptions about it and are thinking about what it looks like in a bad way. I can imagine what a train wreck that thing is. So gross. That was the comment. You know, I'm not even going to justify it by telling you anything. That's my business. But oh my God, just the fact that somebody was sat there thinking about what my genitals look like and making an assumption that they look like a train wreck and are gross. I cannot describe to you how bizarre I find that. I can't even get offended by it because I'm reading it and I'm like, this is a deliberate attempt to try and like be hurtful. I can't take it seriously because you're the one sat at home behind a computer screen being a bit obsessively strange and creepy about a stranger's genitals. Funny how you continue to call us transphobes when it clearly doesn't mean what you think it means. A phobia is a fear of something. No one is afraid of you. That's why racism and sexism end with ism. Well, I mean, the transphobes stole transgenderism. I was making a video with the wonderful One Topic at a Time, Love OT, and I remember him talking about this and comparing like the word transphobia with like hydrophobic. I think when people think of like transphobia and phobia, they think of like arachnophobia, like, oh my god, this like big fear of spiders and you want to stay away from them. But it doesn't just mean like you're irrationally scared or scared of something. It's also an aversion to, an avoidance of, a discomfort with. And like plants that are hydrophobic, they're not literally scared, like actually feeling fear over the water. They're just repelling the water. They are rejecting it. I like that comparison from OT because it's like when you take away the human element, it is just a word to describe things, like putting phobia on the end and phobic. It's just used to describe something where people are in a state of aversion to that thing, or other things are in a state of aversion, like certain materials and water. And the definition of transphobia is dislike or strong prejudice against transgender people. That's not about fear. I feel like this is where people get so bogged down in like the very specific semantics of a word and what they interpret it to mean exactly. And if they think that the use of it deviates at all, well then it's invalid. You can't use that. Fine. But I'll call you anti-trans then. You still are acting negatively and prejudiced towards trans people. That makes you transphobic, but if you would prefer anti-trans, sure, means the same thing. And on that little English lesson, I don't know. We're gonna wrap up the video. I hope you liked it. Honestly, these were not that bad. These were 99% funny. Actually, no, they were like 50% funny, 50%, oh my God, why do people say things like this? It's so bizarre. I think at most the ones on here just make me feel uncomfortable, like the comments about my surgery results and stuff, and I'm like, you've not seen it, okay, but you're imagining it. Nice, thanks. That doesn't make me feel strange at all. I enjoyed making this video, to be honest. If you liked watching it, think about giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Much love. Bye.